I had some mad ass dreams. So I had dreams about this sort of strange hallway slash temple type thing, and there was loads of kids in sackcloth. A bit like, they kind of looked a bit like how the priest guy looks in Game of Thrones from the season 6. But when everyone spoke, they only said we are ISIL or we are Islis or something like that. They worked as a collective, so they'd all be there listening, and one of them would be designated to remember the conversation and one would be designated to reply to the conversation. So they kind of worked in some sort of symbiotic relationship, a bit like the Borg, I guess. So they could all speak for one another, and each of them was not independent really. They were like one being, but there didn't seem to be any sort of cybernetic links or anything, or any sort of specific genetic link. They weren't twins or all of the same family or anything, or had any sort of special powers. It seemed to be all to do with this sort of religious sect. And then the Nazis obviously came. Yep, the Nazis, and we could detect Nazis if we had an amulet on, because then at that point I'd become part of this group of religious children for some reason. And then the next thing that happened was we found what we thought was a Nazi, but no, it wasn't a Nazi. Was a slot-faced monster. So when we pinned him down to kind of stop the Nazi, as you would, because Nazis are bad, its face we pulled its clothes down its chest and exposed a medallion on its chest, and that medallion was keeping it in human form. We broke the medallion and the face started warping, and basically the whole of the creature's face was like all very pale skin that just had 2 big slots in it all the way down its face. Didn't have any eyes or any mouth features or anything like that. So then obviously a lot of them panicked because we were scared of this thing, and we ran behind the pillars of the temple, and then one of our number sacrificed himself and blew himself up in some sort of big magical explosion that kind of had a sort of nuclear blast range that came past it of pure white light. And then I woke up.